What if losing everyone wasn't Peter Parker's greatest tragedy? What if the real horror was forgetting who Peter Parker even is? At the end of Spider-Man: No Way Home, Peter Parker makes the most selfless decision imaginable. He asks Doctor Strange to erase himself from the memories of everyone he loves. MJ forgets him. Ned forgets him. Happy no longer knows him. For the first time in his life, Peter doesn't simply lose the people he loves. He loses every living reminder that he ever mattered. But here's the question almost nobody is asking. What does that kind of loneliness actually do to a human mind? Because Spider-Man: Brand New Day isn't just about Spider-Man's return. It's about a young man trying to survive after the complete collapse of his identity. Psychologically, Peter Parker may already be broken. Think about everything he's endured. His parents disappeared. Uncle Ben died. Tony Stark became the father figure he desperately needed, and then died. He carried the weight of Mysterio's deception. The world turned against him. Aunt May died in his arms. And finally, he sacrificed the last relationships keeping him connected to his own life. Most superheroes experience trauma. Peter Parker lives inside it. Psychologists call this cumulative trauma, when a person is exposed to repeated, devastating losses without enough time to heal before the next one arrives. Over time, the brain stops expecting safety. Pain becomes familiar. Trust becomes difficult. Love feels dangerous. Even your sense of self begins to change. For Peter, suffering isn't an interruption anymore. It's become his normal. But there's an even more terrifying psychological consequence: identity loss. Our memories aren't just records of the past. They're proof of who we are. Friends remind us who we've become. Family gives us history. Relationships reflect our identity back to us. Now imagine waking up knowing every meaningful relationship you've ever built has been erased. Everyone else continues living, but without you. It's almost like attending your own funeral. While you're still alive, Peter remembers everyone, but nobody remembers Peter. Psychologists describe experiences like this as profound social isolation, a state where meaningful human connection disappears, even while you're surrounded by people. Imagine walking past MJ, knowing she once loved you, knowing she would have risked everything for you. And now, you're just another stranger. That isn't ordinary heartbreak. It's psychological torture. And that changes Spider-Man in ways no supervillain ever could. Peter has always fought to protect people because he had something worth protecting. His aunt, his friends, his future. Now, what does he have? Nothing. That creates one of the most dangerous emotional states a person can experience. When people lose everything, they often stop believing their own life has value. And that's why Peter's greatest enemy in Brand New Day may not be a villain at all. It may be hopelessness. We've already seen how close Peter came to losing himself. After Aunt May died, he nearly killed the Green Goblin. Not because he was evil, because grief overwhelmed the values that had always defined him. If Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man hadn't stopped him, Peter might have crossed a line he could never come back from. That moment revealed something frightening. Spider-Man isn't immune to darkness. He's constantly choosing not to surrender to it. And now, the people who once kept him emotionally grounded don't even remember he exists. So who's left to pull him back? There's another invisible wound beneath all of this: survivor's guilt. Peter is haunted by questions with no answers. If I'd acted sooner, would Tony still be alive? Would Aunt May still be alive? Would everyone I love still be safe? Trauma traps people inside endless what-if scenarios, searching for ways to rewrite a past that cannot be changed. Every mistake becomes permanent. Every memory becomes evidence against yourself. Peter doesn't simply remember his losses. He relives them. That's what makes the title Brand New Day so fascinating. For everyone else, it truly is a brand new day. Life moves forward. The world keeps turning. But for Peter, nothing is new. He carries every memory, every death, every sacrifice, every goodbye. He's living in yesterday, while everyone else wakes up tomorrow. That's one of the loneliest places a person can exist. If Marvel fully explores this psychological reality, Brand New Day could become far more than another superhero film. It could become the story of a young man rebuilding an identity after losing everything. Not by defeating aliens, not by saving the multiverse, but by learning to believe that Peter Parker still deserves happiness. Because that's the cruelest lesson trauma teaches. It convinces you that your pain defines you, that you'll always be alone, that healing is impossible, But healing doesn't begin when life becomes easy. It begins the moment someone chooses hope, even when they have every reason to give up. And if Peter can do that, he won't just become a better Spider-Man. He'll become whole again. Maybe that's what Brand New Day has meant all along. Not a new suit, not a new villain, not even a new beginning. A new Peter Parker, one forced to discover who he truly is, when nobody else remembers he ever existed. And perhaps that's the greatest Spider-Man story Marvel has left to tell. Because anyone can wear the mask, but only Peter Parker knows what it truly costs. If you enjoyed this deep dive, subscribe to The Cognitive Frame, where we don't just tell stories, we decode them. Until next time, keep looking beyond the obvious. Because sometimes, the greatest battle isn't against the villain. It's against the person staring back at you in the mirror.